Hello, David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. Look who it is, wearing a badass jacket. Gavin from Penfold Golf. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. We were just saying it's been since before Christmas
I
that
think
we
so.
have seen each other.
Yeah, I think so. I can't believe how fast that's gone.
That's going crazy, I
Yeah.
know. And one thing you should know is not only is Gavin the CEO of Penfold Golf, he's a Bond fan, but also we've become friends,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is nice to say,
yeah,
and nearly
absolutely.
neighbors.
Nearly neighbours. Yeah. It took me about 50 minutes to get here, I
That's
think.
not
So
bad.
not bad. Pretty good.
That's under, if you're under an hour, you're a neighbor in
Yes, that's
Pennsylvania.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. So as much as it is nice to get together and have a little bit of nosh with Gavin, he's actually come here to talk about a few things. Before we show the audience the goodies, the new goodies that you brought today, let's roll it back for those watching this for the first time. Penfold, how did the brand come to you, or how did it present to you, and how did you actually get to where you are?
Yeah, so it goes back to, as you know, I played squash professionally, which was the main thing that I'd done for my whole career, and I'd always wanted to find something away from squash that maybe wasn't really, go back to the sort of my business side, like and everything I did at college. But I was always looking for opportunities
Yeah.
my whole career. So I was like thinking, what can I do after squash? When am I done? I don't want to be
Yeah.
doing this forever. So it's just I was watching Goldfinger one day, and it's weird because I already knew of the name Penfold and I'd seen it. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I almost needed to remind myself. So when I heard it in Goldfinger, I was like, Penfold. I've heard that before
Hmm.
for sure. I know that brand. Like, I didn't realize that was what James Bond uses.
Yeah.
And of course, it just kind of jogged me. So I just did some research, learned a bit about the brand. I sort of saw what they were doing, which was really just they had a website in the UK mainly,
Mm-hmm.
shipping from the UK, everything. So nobody over here in the States knew it even existed.
Wow.
And they had some golf balls and a few items of clothing. So, and I'd watched it then. I watched it for about three years,
Oh my gosh.
thinking, are there, is something new coming? Is
Right.
something new happening? And nothing was really happening. So I just made the call as such, sent the email, asked what was going on and what opportunities potentially were there. And I thought I had a few good ideas of what we could do with it. So initially, I was speaking to a friend of mine who is kind of in that sort of business anyway, of taking on licenses and
Ah,
doing things like that.
okay.
And we were looking at it together, but it just ended up being that me and the owner of Penfold Golf Limited, Paul Silk, just got on really well. And so we decided that we would uh, create something together and do
Amazing.
it from there, which is just amazing.
And I know that there's been such a huge focus of Penfold Golf on heritage, the
Yep.
heritage of the brand, the heritage of the products. But then, and this was news to me, by the way, I thought, Gavin, took his bag and came a knocking. You could tell by his accent, he maybe knows a few people in the UK. Came a knocking to the people of James Bond, but it was kind of the other way around, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we kind of obviously we redid the Penfold Heart golf ball first, played on that vintage style. If you remember you still see it now. The boxing for the original Penfold
Right.
Heart it's got that real cool like vintage style, and everything we were doing was evolved around that. We would sort of mention obviously James Bond uses a Penfold Heart and stuff like that, and yeah, and then we got a nudge from Eon and. We were kind of like I'd kind of reached out to them over this side, funnily enough, trying to
Right.
find a way to them to say, look, I've got this great opportunity that I think could work for everybody, and then we got the nod, and yeah, it just kind of worked out quite nicely.
It's amazing. And I have to ask you, I mean, because right now watching on TV land right here is Bond fans. So from a Bond fan standpoint, what has it been like with a brand like Penfold? I was going to say dealing with Bond fans. That's a negative way. Engaging with Bond fans.
I actually find the Bond fans are fantastic in general. Everyone is very respectful to what we're trying to do. You know, I
Good.
think that's the good thing, is that I think that the most Bond fans seem to understand it's just not that easy
Right.
to hold a heritage brand and to have to sort of like keep up with what the expectations are of that. And they've just been really good in general. They're also very supportive of not just the Bond product; they're supportive of other other Penfold product as well.
Oh, nice.
Which has been fantastic as well. You know, thanks to you guys as well for that kind of thing,
We're
for
happy to
putting it
do it.
out there. So, yeah, no, they're great. They're fantastic.
That's great. All right. So last question before we get to the goodies. You're like, David, what did he bring? Is there, from a Bond standpoint, is there a best seller? Is there something that just flies off the shelf?
Well, I mean, obviously the Penfold 007 Heart golf ball is something that is very popular.
Yeah.
It does really, really well. I'm trying to think of like one of the other things that did really well was when we first released, we had this beautiful towel. The towel sold
Oh,
really quickly.
yes.
And we have a different type of towel on there now, more like a microfiber towel to the original towel.
Yes.
But, you know, we wanted to switch things up. The ball markers always do well.
Right.
People love the ball markers just because it's something so simple and easy that they can
It's
use all the time.
collectible. You don't have to just
That's
use it
right.
on the
Yeah,
greens.
yeah. So those little things do well because obviously you have the lockup of the Penfold 007 Heart thing there.
Yeah.
So they seem to be quite popular.
Lovely. Well, okay. So we focused on the whole discussion around heritage. We're going to keep on that very important word because we wouldn't have a world of James Bond that we're surrounded with from a movie standpoint if it wasn't for one individual, and that's Ian Fleming.
Right.
And something very exciting happened to which you did not even know about, but maybe you had a little hint about with a certain typewriter image. Talk to us about the connection now with Ian Fleming.
Yeah, so we actually had already collaborated with the Ian Fleming publications before I took on the brand. So that you might see it now. You might see it if you go on eBay. You might find one of the original Ian Fleming boxes, Penfold Penfold.
Didn't know it existed.
Ian
No?
Fleming boxes, yeah, and they were like a very limited edition.
Okay.
So they're a collector's piece. So if you find one on eBay, you might want to go and snag it right now. I think I saw one on there for like $300 the other day, which was like quite interesting.
Wow.
So yeah, we'd worked with them before, since I had obviously taken on the brand, obviously I've been doing a lot of research into the company, as you know.
Sure.
I just wanted to dig in deeper and deeper into the history of what it's all about. What's really exciting about the Ian Fleming thing, and now that we're doing just a couple little things to begin with here that just more so tell the backstory to Ian Fleming's love for golf.
Okay.
And how that came about. That's the exciting part about this, is that it's not really just about Ian Fleming himself. It's about our other sort of history side, which is the players that we sponsored. And we sponsored a player called Sir Henry Cotton, who's a 3-time Open Championship winner. And he won the 1948 Open Championship playing Penfold and endorsed Penfold for the rest of his career after that. And so what we found
I had
out
no idea.
was that Ian Fleming took lessons off of Sir Henry Cotton. So there's a whole connection here. We're discovering that the reason that Penfold was used isn't just coincidence.
Right.
There's a reason for it.
Oh my gosh.
Which is really exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got this alignment. You've got this amazing story.
Yeah.
Do you re-engage Ian Fleming publication again and raise your hand and say, hey, let's do something together?
Yeah, I can't really remember how we came about it, honestly. I think it's just been an ongoing conversation for quite some time, actually, where it's just finding the right moment.
Right.
And it's the 65th anniversary of the Goldfinger book this year.
Yeah.
And we're doing... we're telling, if you've noticed, obviously, if you've gone to the website and seen the way that we've created the new website, and everything we're doing is around a story, around something to do with the past and bringing it into the future.
Yes, which we love.
And we have these Penfold stories now, and we wanted to create a story around Sir Henry Cotton, and it just really mixed really, really well. So it's I don't want to give too much away because it's such a fun story, whether you're a golfer or not. You're going to learn a lot about how.
Go below. That's where we'll have all the details there. That's what you call, folks, a marketing call to action. You got to get yourself there to get the story.
That's right. It's a really cool story. I haven't actually read the story yet myself.
Okay.
That's being written, and I'm excited to read it. And it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to put it out there. Just if you're a golf fan or not, just understanding how this relationship between Sir Henry Cotton and Ian Fleming evolved is quite incredible.
Amazing. Now, like you said, you've created 2 introduction items. Can we take a look at the first one?
Absolutely. Yeah. Which one do you want to look at first?
The one on top.
The one on top. All right.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
one
boy.
here is our Ian Fleming journal.
What color is this?
This is a deep navy.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you. I'm not crazy. When I first saw this, I'm like, is it black? But you can see the real color. Now that has to be because of his military roots, the Navy.
Yes, I believe it's something to do with that. When we're speaking to them, they said that they preferred the navy color, and it looks fantastic with that.
Oh my
with
gosh.
that gold hummingbird logo. We decided just to use the hummingbird logo on its own without the signature underneath, just to kind of a bit more intrigue.
By the way, for those playing along at home that aren't aficionados like Gavin and I are, the hummingbird is the symbol of Ian Fleming because of the hummingbird around Jamaica, around his home, Goldeneye. He loved nature. He wrote about those in the Bond book. So this has become now synonymous with Ian Fleming and Ian Fleming Publications.
That's right. Yeah.
This is absolutely beautiful and so fitting that one of the first... I just opened it. I just saw this inside. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you get that picture?
So that was from Ian Fleming. Estate released that picture for us to use for this journal. It's one of the only real images you can really find of him playing golf. Unfortunately, we wish we had more.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is inspired by we have a golf journal now that you'll see on the website.
Okay.
It's a green. It's like the Penfold green kind of color, and we thought that this was quite fitting. So obviously, what you can do is in our journal, you can record your scores. You can record everything that you do in golf.
Right.
And then next to it, in our journal, we have a blank page. But these ones have an extended couple pages of lined pages, as you can see with the Ian Fleming signature underneath. And the idea really was that, write your own story, write your own journey or whatever else, and use those pages to write a story, write your notes, write your thoughts, just like Ian Fleming would have done himself.
By the way, look at this quote on the back. Bond never worried too long about his bad or stupid shots. He put them behind him and thought of the next, which is a great mantra for life.
Brilliant. I thought it was a fantastic quote.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we could easily have just put, here's my Penfold Hearts, or, the quote about, Penfold Heart is mentioned twice in the book. Once when they first start playing, and Goldfinger declares he's playing a Dunlop 65.
Yeah.
Which again actually points back to Henry Cotton, by the way. And then James Bond says, here's my Penfold. I'm playing a Penfold Hearts. And then obviously at the end he says, here's my Penfold Hearts. You lost your ball somewhere down the fairway. So it's quite cool. Yeah, it's a really, really nice piece. These are handmade in England.
Are they really?
Yeah. So really,
So the heritage, the background, the history. Again, I'm just going to call it out if it's not super obvious to the people watching right now. To have a journal come out with a gentleman who is the author, the writer, and for you to extend your thoughts and story into a journal for your own, this is this hidden moment that I talk about where no one else is going to know this is an Ian Fleming thing because of the hummingbird, And just even from a collector standpoint, it's absolutely beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's really nice, and they do such a good job of these notebooks in England that we source them from. They're absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I mean, there's one thing that I just found recently that really just was exciting was when we were looking at some biographies of Ian Fleming. There was one quote that basically said that Ian Fleming stylized Bond off of a young Sir Henry Cotton.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Sir Henry Cotton was a legend for his style. in
Oh, is that
golf.
right?
That's right. Yeah.
So he set the pattern.
Yeah.
All right, we have a box.
Yeah, we do. Oh, did you open it?
I just sliced it so it's ready to open.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
By the
we
way,
can show you.
yeah, this is, Gavin's like, all right, do your little unboxing thing, David. Yeah, we know how you roll. But look at that, you got a nice little sticker, and this is how it would come, right?
Yep.
All right, so,
Yep. Open it up.
oh, we got some nice Penfold paper to protect the,
Protect
ah,
the piece.
ah. This is gorgeous.
Yep. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
felt, you can't have a journal without having a pouch or a writing case or whatever it is that you want to use it for. You can even just use it for a small little dock kit, to be quite honest with you, for your travels.
This is the perfect size.
What I might use it for.
I find that some of the DOP kits that are out there, they're great, but if you're doing 1 or 2 nights over, you don't need this giant medicine bag
Right.
of accoutrements. And if you do, then start to question yourself. But this is perfect. It's got a handle, but we got to talk about this outside. So first of all, I'm immediately noticing, is this like an antiqued weathered,
Yeah,
like patina?
patina leather.
Oh my gosh.
Really nice. My manufacturers do a great job of sourcing some of the best leather we can find. Usually, it's really good leather. So it's always nice to have that, isn't it?
Oh my
The feel
gosh.
and the smell or whatever else. It's always good. And then of course the herringbone.
Talk to us about this.
Well, it was picked for obviously if you see Ian Fleming, he's got that herringbone.
Even in that picture, he had
Yeah,
herringbone
that's right,
pants
that's
and everything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we saw some links to that, so we felt like it was just the perfect material for it. We used, as you know, canvas and waxed cotton mainly for our products, but we felt the herringbone was a bit more towards his liking.
And what I can't show you because it's a YouTube channel and they haven't gotten this technology yet is it's super soft. Like this is
yeah.
not scratchy or rough or anything like that. Not that you're going to be rushing this across your face, but this is like a combed
Exfoliation
herringbone.
cloth, maybe.
Exfoliation. It's multi-purpose. It's a cheese grater too. But what I love about this is, and this is you and not us. People have been really gravitating to the Penfold bags. Even the smaller ones, but of course the 007 ones, because they're utilizing it for their technology. They're putting their tech in their bags. They're using it obviously in golfing situations. But like you said, DOP kits. I mean, we should really have a contest of the most unique uses for Penfold bags.
Yeah.
But this was important to you to really have something that is really up to our creativity.
Yeah, I mean, it's again. I'm just always looking for links back to how, we can sort of like make it make sense. What's the story behind it? There's everything that we want to try and do. We're trying to create that story. What you want to do is you want somebody to see that and say that's really interesting, and then you can almost go, well, there's a bit of a story behind this,
Yes.
So that's the kind of
By
the
the way,
fun part about it.
Hardly can see this, but in the handle itself is more of the herringbone. I mean, the detail, if I know one thing about Gavin, you're a stickler for detail
Yes,
and
yeah, definitely.
quality. And so, I mean, this had to go through so many iterations to get to this.
Yeah, well, actually, I kind of we got lucky. It was just came out pretty good right from the off.
Gavin, if I set up a story that this took a lot of iterations, you should just say, you have no idea, years and research. No,
Yeah,
he's telling us the truth. But that's lucky that you did
It was,
that.
I mean, obviously, the sourcing of the material was the one that took a little bit of time. But once we put it together, it was instantly like, you know what, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to keep the Penfold side very subtle, so it's just on the
Very
the
nice.
metal pole there. Yeah.
I love also that this isn't, I was about to say very subtle Ian Fleming. Again, you're not getting this giant thing, but if you check that out, look at that. The Ian Fleming estate. I love that there's a call out and a connection to them. And again, it's hidden, it's quiet, it's nice. Now, is this inside? Is this something that the materials wipe off type of
Yeah,
material?
it's just a nylon, cotton mix.
Yeah, like a microfiber,
Yeah, yeah,
antimicrobial.
yeah.
Feels really great. I have the biggest question to which everybody's probably jumping through the screen right now. When do these go up on the site?
They go live on March 23rd,
March 23rd. So we're going to time this video with that because this way,
which is the release date of the original Goldfinger novel.
I did not know that.
Hmm
I did not know that. That is very cool.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's going to
great.
be the big day,
Yeah,
March
yeah,
23rd,
yeah, yeah,
which may be the very day that this video comes out. Who knows? We do crazy things like that.
yeah.
Gavin, you must be proud of this.
I'm super proud of it. I'm really excited for it, and again, why is because of the backstory. Just I'm more excited for you guys to get onto the website and read the story
Yeah.
before you actually go and purchase the product. You know what I
Do
mean?
that. Do
I'd
that,
love
yeah.
for people to do that and tell me that they've learned something new, or it's actually quite a cool story about the background. So
Unbelievable. We'll do exactly that. Make sure you go down below. We put a couple links here. Read the story first. And by the way, I love the fact that as a heritage brand owner, you're telling people to get engaged with the story first, learn, be educated, and then make a purchase as opposed to click here, buy here,
yeah.
which is so kind of dirty and easy to
Yeah,
do.
I had a really good compliment from someone yesterday that we were looking to work with, and the first thing he said was, "Yeah, I really enjoyed going to your website because I felt like I was learning about the brand before I learned about the product, and that was exactly what we're trying to achieve."
That's the
And that was
cause.
the goal. Yeah, yeah. So it was great. I felt like finally it's working.
People are listening. Imagine that. This thing works.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
bringing
much.
these.
Appreciate
And
it.
don't forget to head to the website. It's a lot of great things on there, not just the heritage brand. You've got the 007, and now you've got Ian Fleming. It's kind of a one-stop place. And by the way, if little hint from me, because it works, if you want to send this to one of your loved ones because your birthday's coming up and you want to put on a link, that works. It's amazing how it does. In the meantime, this has been my good friend Gavin, and of course me, David Zaritsky from the Bond Experience, and we'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.